Yo, what's up, peeps? Issie here from Issie Ishiyama, aka Astro Izzy. I'm forgetting something, aren't I? Can you guys tell what I'm forgetting? No? My hat, man. Gotta have my hat, peeps. What's up? What's up, though? Isaac from Issie Ishiyama, aka Astro Izzy. It's Friday. Had to take a few takes on this video because first my hands was rusty, so I had to go put some lotion on my hands. But my hands would look like I've been boxing with powdered donuts. My hands were so rusty. So Friday, I decided to stop and do a video on my way out the door. About to go pick up some movies, and my favorite treat for movies on Friday is Twizzlers. I like those watermelon Twizzlers, pretty dope, right? Yeah. So I'm like, man, let me do a video, man. You know, I gotta be more consistent with my videos. I love doing videos. It's just, you know, you gotta make time for them. So I looked at a couple emails, decided to answer some of the emails. You know, peeps, I love y'all emails. You know, it motivates me to see the emails where you guys are getting something from the videos. You know, you're being motivated. I get emails from people who start cupcake companies, who start cookies, car washes, they own computer companies, they own restaurants. And I you know, it's not really a video. I don't really make videos to, you know, say, hey, this is how you start a clothing line. I really say, this is how I started my clothing line and my experiences, right? And my experiences and the principles that I learned and used and applied to my business, they can apply to basically 99.9% of the business, all businesses, you know, so that's what I do. So, one of the emails I got that very, very interesting was, the question was about naming your business, your brand, your clothing line, your car wash, your restaurant, right? How important is name and where does it rank at, right? Really good question, really good inquiry, you know? So I said, you know, let me answer this. This is pretty dope. Let me, you know, Twizzlers, y'all chill out. Hold up, I hear you. I hear you. Twizzlers was like, man, dude, you better hurry up and come get me. So, what's in a name? Why did I pick Issie Ishiyama is kind of like the question for my brand name or for my business name. And where would you rank it? So, really quick video. 1, ranking the name of your business. I will rank it right after number 1, which is passion. If you don't have a passion for your business, whatever it can be, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, fashion designer, actor, teddy bear maker, whatever that is, if you don't have a passion for that, then you are really like not going to be successful at it. Like, you got to have a passion. So I would say drive and passion. I would say passion for the business and then name. You know, having a name that represents your ideas of the business that you're gonna start, that you're looking to start. Having a name that represents that business, that gives that business more exposure, make people question what this business is about. That question. That make people question what that business is about. So I would say second is name. After passion, you gotta have a passion, you gotta have a drive for this business, because when you reach those times where things are not, you know, so good, you know, you want to cry, you want to be depressed, you want to, you know, hide out for weeks and weeks. It's that passion that's gonna be like, yo, okay, now all of that is done. You know, let's figure out how to fix this stuff. You know what I mean? So passion, number 1. Number 2, I will rank name. So, why did I pick Issie Ishiyama? Because I think when you choosing something, a name, you got to have something that you are passionate about and something that you know you have in your experiences. Okay, that's just me talking. You know, this is what I'm saying. So Issie Ishiyama, I grew up. I wasn't born with these when these shows was on, but I grew up watching them. They came on years before. I mean, it was made years before, but I grew up watching them. So I was a big fan, a big geek of Spectre-Man, Ultraman, Godzilla, you know, Johnny Soko and his giant robot, you know, that kind of Japanese sci-fi television shows. So when I first started my clothing brand, you know, I was mentoring some kids, and you know, I'm like, man, these kids, you know, they need somebody to help them lead them, you know, an exodus away from the trouble and the drama and you know, the stereotypes, you know, stereotypical imagery, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, they need somebody to help them rebel against that, you know what I mean? So as I was mentoring them, the name Rebel Clothing Company came up, right? So I'm like, man, that's pretty dope. So my first name for my clothing line was Rebel Clothing Company. Let me show you. And I even drew up a design. Watch this. This is how much I didn't know. Everything I had. This is the first shirt that I ever done. Right here. Can you see that? Envy of the world. Look at this logo. Don't laugh. Watch this. Look, can you see the logo? It's a backwards R with a exclamation mark. That is handwritten. The guy who did my shirts, well, you know what? It was actually just the graphic artist that I had do this shirt. He actually he did it ready for a t-shirt printing, but it wasn't like, it still looked handwritten, you know what I mean? So the guy who did my t-shirts, he did it just like it was. You know, this was actually a hand drawn out thing that I drew out. I got it somewhere in my folder that I drew this out, and the guy actually was like, yo dude, I usually charge $30 an hour to make this vectorize this kind of stuff, but since you knew I didn't know butt naked nothing. You know, this is garbage. You know, this is garbage. I keep this just to laugh at myself. You know, so it was Rebel Clothing Company, and I'm like, so that's a cool idea if you are particularly aiming to target market one sector of people, you know. But my vision was bigger. I wanted to target market. I wanted to cross cultural and racial and gender experiences and lines, you know. So Rebel Clothing Company wouldn't have worked too well, you know, when you're trying to cross those ethnicities and gender and cultural lines. So I did some research. I started saying, man, what is it that I'm passionate about? So, you know, I started doing some research about Japanese monsters and came across a couple of monsters, but the one that stuck out the most was Issie. You know, Issie is a legendary Japanese monster that her child was stolen by a samurai. And to get her child back, she jumped in the water to, you know, to chase the samurai with her child, but she couldn't catch him. In her despair, she turned into this big Sensorian monster beast, right? And anything in her way of finding her child, she eats it. You know, read it. It's a really great story. And I saw videos of people actually, Japanese people actually like chasing Issie, you know, like the Bigfoot, you know, phenomenon. You know, like Bigfoot and all those other phenomenons and aliens and stuff. It's actually people on YouTube who chase Issie. You know what I mean? And that was dope. And I'm like, man, she's really passionate about finding her dream. Her purpose was her child. You know what I mean? So I wrote Issie down, and then some months later, I came across Ishiyama. You know, Ishiyama was these monks built their temple in this mountain, right? And their enemies couldn't defeat them because it was like their temple was built in like a stone mountain. It was impenetrable. And I'm like, man, Issie, Ishiyama. I'm like, Ishiyama, unstoppable. Issie, monster, the unstoppable. That's what I want to tell people, man. When you following your dreams, you got to be unstoppable. You got to be like an unstoppable monster, like Godzilla, like Issie, like eating anything in your way, any adversity, you eat it, you destroy it, you break it up. You know what I mean? So Issie, Ishiyama, Rebel Clothing Company turned into Issie Ishiyama. I never shared this with nobody, so this was supposed to be like a 4-minute video. But another thing, the reason it was a great reason why I changed the name also is because Rebel Clothing Company, you know, people out there, check this out. I see all these new clothing lines and all these clothing lines, blankety blank clothing company, blankety blank apparel, yada 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 apparel, yada 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 wear. Like, man, that's played out. Like, seriously, like, that's like 90. That's so 90. 90s called, they want their crap back. Like, straight up. Like, get rid of the apparel and get rid of the clothing company and get rid of the wear. Some blankety blank wear, blankety blank clothing line, blankety blank, like, that's played out. To me, that's my opinion. Like, get rid of it. Kind of create your own identity where it can be just known as whatever your name is, comic book boy. Not comic book boy wear, or comic book boy clothing brand, or comic book clothing company. You know what I mean? Or comic book boy apparel. Like, that's just played out. When you building something, build something so that you can have an identity. You know what I mean? And it's just too much brand and clothing and apparel and company. That's why I got rid of clothing company and just said Issie Ishiyama. And it's a difficult thing to do, a decision to make, because you want people to know what it is you are selling, what products you are selling. So, I mean, it's up to you. I'm just saying, to me, brand, clothing company and apparel and wear, it's to me, it's played out. It's 90s. Give it back. 90s called, they want it back. That's one. I would rank that second. You definitely want to, when you're doing your name, make sure that it's something that you're passionate about, you know, to me. So I'm driving through this neighborhood, right, in the south suburbs, you know. I'm driving through the neighborhood, about to hop on an E-way, right? And I'll go past this restaurant. It's called Slop and Lick. Raise your hand or comment below if you would eat at Slop and Lick. A restaurant called Slop, S-L-O-P, and, like, you know, when you was in grammar school, Jason and Tara, Jason and Lisa, you know, with the and, Slop and in, Lick, L-I-C-K. There's no way, like, whoever named that, they probably are from the South. I'm sorry, I ain't hating nobody from the South. You know, South in the house, dirty. But I can't see nobody from the North, like from the city, like naming like a restaurant Slop and Lick. Like, that might be something fun for them, right? And don't get me wrong, but that might have been some name that was like, it was nice to them. That's the same thing with like designs. That design might be nice to you, or that cookie might be nice to you, or that cupcake might be nice to you, but give it out and let some other people try it, you know, and get their response back. People that you trust, get their feedback, get their criticism back. You know what I mean? Before you name your clothing company Slop and Lick, or before you name your restaurant Slop and Lick, or your new shoe company that's coming out Slop and Lick, ask some people first. You know what I mean? Ask some people. What do you think about? Not your friends and family, but some people out. Would you eat at a restaurant called Slop and Lick? Like, seriously. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap it up with that though, because I hit some key points and I hope you got it. So your boy is done. You dig? So naming your clothing line, take some time. Make sure you're passionate about it. Take some time with that name. Don't rush. Alright? And I'm out of here. Twizzlers, gotta go. Peace. Out of here.